Welcome to the Farmington Board of Appeals meeting. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dance party. Oh, I'd like to introduce the zoning board of appeals members. To my left, Tom Lay, Kelly Cochran. To my right, Ralph Marco, and I'm Tom York. Staff for this is Paul Ruthven, zoning officer. The director of development, Ron Brand, is online. My ever valuable player, Elizabeth.
Forever and ever. Okay.
We have two emergency exits, one to your right and one to your left that you came in. Hopefully we don't need to do that. The meeting will be conducted according to the rules of procedure of the Zoning Board of Appeals adopted on April 27th, 2026. Next, I'd like to have a motion to approve the previous meeting.
Make that motion.
Motion by Matt, second by Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we had 3 new public hearings. First was ZB 2026-0701, Boba Flips. Hope I said that right, Boba. LCC. And then ZB 2026-0202, Adrian Bellis, located at 5540 Holtz Road. And ZB 2026-0203, Adrian Bellis, located at 5540 Holtz Road. I'd like to open.
Can you turn the speakers up? You can. You got it turned up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can you hear it?
Hello?
Is that any better? Yeah.
Can everyone online hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go.
Okay. All right. The first public hearing is ZB 2026-0701, Boba Flips LLC, located at 0 Kite Road, Farmington, New York, 14425, for an area variance involving tax map account number 31.00-1-61.300 to allow relief from the town code requirements for a proposed 2-lot subdivision. Town code requires 300 feet of frontage where there is no evidence of deep holes or percolation tests having been conducted. Proposed lot has 194.4 feet of frontage, where the town code requires a minimum lot width of 300 feet. Property is located along the north side of Kite Road, east of County Road 28 and south of I-90, New York State Thruway. Property is zoned A-80 agricultural. Who's here to speak on their behalf?
My name is Anthony Venezia, and I'm here to go over the project. So the plan is a 2-lot subdivision for this particular parcel. It is part of a larger overall subdivision of a few pieces that have been before the town of Farmington last year to be approved to be subdivided. After talking with the town, with Ron over at the town, because of the real estate law with the amount of land that is being subdivided into a certain amount of parcels, the town and the county has requested that we do conduct the perk and deep holes to make sure that we are allowed in-ground systems, that we have the right soil for in-ground systems and not raised bed, because the state health department with the real estate law doesn't allow us to do that. We have those scheduled for next week. So as my understanding, there is a continuance of this meeting that has to occur so we can conduct those proper perk tests and that we can give the town the right information so they can make a good decision on moving forward with this project.
Okay. Is that it? Okay. Town
At this
staff.
time, yes, I think it's proper that we have the continuance due to the fact that we don't have the perk data, and it would be we don't have enough information for the zoning board to make a good decision on it, one way or the other.
Okay. Town staff. Comments?
I don't know if Ron has anything other than we have to wait for this information before we can move forward.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. The project involves a subdivision tract of 5 lots under one ownership. That constitutes a real property tax definition of a subdivision, and the state health department gets involved with approving it. The state health department has recently let us know that with the Alexander Shear subdivision there at the corner of County Road 8 and Colette, that they do not approve any longer the raised fill systems for subdivisions. So we need to have the data to show what we're dealing with so that we know how many lots we can legally create. That information has to be provided to the town, to the planning board, and that's why I've continued this application. As you can see, it's got to be resubmitted to the county once we have the deep hole and perk tests for these lots for their review. Any questions of me?
No, I have no questions. Does any? Okay.
Good.
Public comments. Anyone online or in the room?
I was gonna ask a question.
Could you state your name and address just for the
Yeah,
record?
my name is Carl Person. I live at 4760 County Road, adjacent to subdivision that is various speeding person. I came because I was just gonna ask about the road test itself. It looks like, based on what I just heard, we will put it off until it gets the road test done.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna wait for you to do that. It is the next meeting is
September 28th.
Says October 26th. For this particular, yeah.
yeah, I'm not really concerned about the neighbors, but I'm really concerned about just if you did a public water it's very great. You know, any objection I can do.
All right. Any other questions? Board questions?
Yes, Anthony, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so is the purpose to build a residence on each of these 2 lots?
Correct. The plan for the lots, all lots in this particular subdivision, the 2 that we're talking to tonight are for residential single family homes.
And do you have the plans, like the site map for where those houses would be built?
We do not yet. The plan is to get the approvals and then develop the site plans as the parcels are sold off. They're gonna do like a build to suit type situation.
Okay, so have you, I guess, confirmed that there'd be no issues building on that skinnier portion if you wanted to
No,
build?
the plan, the builder or the developer that is planning on these, it wouldn't be a build in that skinnier area. That would be the driveway access, and the build would be farther off the road into that open field area, more or less to where it opens up.
Okay, so you'd be sending that the second house would be behind the first house, essentially.
More or less either to the left or the right of it. But we wouldn't be building until it opens up until the larger area.
So it seems to me from the application that you're basically trying to create one code compliant lot and then one significantly non-compliant lot. Is there any reason you didn't try to just go for two evenly spaced out lots that would have a smaller, I guess, percentage of non-compliance with? the
Well,
300?
I always like to go for the less amount of variances. I understand that it would be a significant going from 106 to where 300 is required, but having one code compliant one seems on my side of things to be a little bit more desirable, but we could definitely adjust it to be two even lots so that maybe the houses are more parallel to each other with the resubmission.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what the motivation is for doing it this way rather than just splitting.
One variance as opposed to two.
Okay, that's all I have.
My question is, so your intention is to build houses on these? Take them from an unbuildable lot to a buildable lot?
Correct. Two, yes, the plan is to have two single family residences on one single family resident per lot. So two in the end. So two homes.
And would that include bringing water to the neighborhood?
There is no plan as of right now to bring water to the neighborhood. That would be a question for the town.
All right, so we have a resolution in front of us for continuation until October 26th meeting. And I have a motion to accept this resolution as submitted by town staff.
I will motion.
Second.
Second by Tom Lay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so let's continue. Next public hearing, I'd like to
Thank
block
you.
two of them together. It would be ZB 2026-0202, Adrian Bellis, located at 5540 Holt Road, Farmington, New York, 14425, for an amended area variance involving tax map account 9.03-1-6.400 to allow relief from the town code requirements, chapter 165, section 58-B. Construct a private garage with a maximum height of 23 feet instead of 25 feet, as measured from existing grade to the peak of the roof. Town code restricts the height of accessory structures 15 feet above existing grade. Proposed private garage is classified as an accessory structure to the principal structure on the lot. That property is zoned A-80 agricultural. And then ZB 2026-0203 for an amended area variance involving tax map account 9.03-1-6.400 to allow relief from the town code requirement, chapter 165, section 10, construct an accessory structure, a private garage, now containing a total of 3,600 square feet instead of 4,320 square feet in area. Town code restricts the size of an accessory structure to be subordinate in area, extent, or purpose to the principal building or principal use served, contributes to the comfort, convenience, or necessity of occupants of the principal building or principal use, and requires an accessory structure to be located in the rear yard portion of the lot. Property is zoned A-80 agricultural. Have a motion to block these two.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll block them. The floor is yours.
All right, so we've been here all year, so I don't think I'm too far off here, but I'm working with planning still, and my engineers dealing with them with stuff on that. Obviously, after the last meeting, I talked to my builder and stuff, and we went from a 412 pitch to a 312 pitch, which the plans you have really say the height's gonna come in around 22 and a half. The peak should be at 22 and a half, but my builder always said, make sure there's a gray area in case it's an inch higher or something, you're not in trouble. So I just went with 23. So it's supposed to be 22 and a half will be the final peak from the ground up on the plans for the 312 pitch. And then obviously the square footage that's been dropped because of stuff dealing with seeker and stuff through planning board and everything, making it smaller. So obviously I know I'm getting a continuation because I'm still dealing with planning board stuff there, but I mean, that's the smallest peak I can put on there without smaller. There's nothing, no flat roof or anything like that on that structure, so.
Oh, there's drawings that show that 22-foot.
22 and a half, yep. What's that?
I'm trying to remember if I saw the 22.6 height ones. Drawings.
Those were submitted. The town has them. Yep.
Those are the ones that have been submitted,
Those are,
not anything recent, right?
No, it was recent.
yeah, he dropped it.
Right.
I
But
dropped it off when I did,
back in June?
well, last month when I dropped off that other paperwork for,
Okay, sorry.
so I mean, if you haven't seen them, I mean, obviously we're continuing this to next month or whatever, so, but basically I went, like I said, from a 412 to a 312, and it brought it down from almost 25 foot down to 22 and a half foot, you know, and then, but obviously I'm just saying 23 in case all of a sudden it's 25, it's 22 and 6 inches instead of 5 inches. I don't want my builder to figure out how he's cutting the roof off or something, you know, so he just said you put a grade mark in there, you know what I mean? It'll be, you know, I'm hoping he'll build it right at 22 and a half, 22 feet, 5 inches, you know, like it says in the plans, and we're good to go. And then that peak will be lower than any peak on my house at this point now, so, you know what I mean? So I think that's reasonable. And obviously I'm still working with planning on the other stuff now with some other stuff that's popped up, and my engineer's dealing with that for the next meeting with them.
And that would be the
The berm. The berm's a problem, so it's gonna cause problems for water and stuff, so, but he's drawing the maps up to show it, and then he's gonna explain why it won't work, and we'll go from there.
So we'll look for that report from them. Anything else?
That's all I got right now. I'm just trying to get the peak down as far as I could without making it flat, and I can't make it flat. And
We're changing the size of it.
so, and then the square footage, that changed a couple meetings ago, but then they had to put it out because of the town attorney or something. I forget what the wording was. Said we had to re-advertise it to the neighbors and everything.
Okay. Staff comments?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, just.
Okay. The town attorney did advise to re-advertise and to conduct this public hearing tonight because of the changes that have been asked for by the applicant. I've drafted a resolution continuing the discussion on this application, and I just want to let everybody know that tomorrow night the town board will receive a draft local law for the accessory structures, and that local law expires in October, so the town board is trying to see that this gets adopted before the expiration of that local law so that they don't have to extend it for another 6 months. That's all I have.
Look, I'll comment on that too. I mean, obviously, maybe you guys have seen that local law. I know I have at planning board level, but I mean, there's some tweaks on it for my area where I live, but I would still be in front of you for variances.
Okay.
Obviously, a little less one for the height because they changed that, but I'm not going to 2,000 square foot. That's never happening.
Comments from the public? Anything else? No one else is in the room?
I don't think there's anybody in there.
Board member comments? I don't.
I mean, so do you expect this to be ready for a decision from the zoning board after the planning board's next meeting?
If I get everything through planning board at the next meeting, will you make a decision next month on it?
Do you expect this to be through the planning board, you know, before our next meeting?
I do.
Just want to make sure that this gets wrapped up at some point here.
Hmm?
Just just want to make sure this gets wrapped up at some point here. I just want to know what your timeline's looking like with the planning board.
Been doing it for a year and a half. I'm well on that page with you, buddy.
What's the town code call for the size of an accessory structure?
Right now, 300 square feet.
300 square feet. There's 600.
No, I think based on reading the minutes, if that gets through planning board, I think that's gonna answer there.
Okay, we have a resolution in front of us to continue this. So can I have a motion to accept this from the town as it's
Yep.
written?
Tom, real quick, that one did say next month, right? So I know the other guy was October, but I thought I read mine, they said it's back next month, September, right?
Yeah.
For the- I was just double checking. I thought I read set for next month, but when his went to October, I was like,
Accept this as proposed by the town staff.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
By Kelly,
I'll
second
second.
by Ralph, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, it is continued to next month.
thank you.
If we don't have any other board matters, so public comment. Ron, you're the only one out in the public, but technically not, so.
I just,
Go directly
Kelly,
to the director
if
of
you
development.
could, Kelly, would you call me tonight, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. You all set, Ron?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Paula, you're up.
I don't have too much. I just wanted to, whatever was submitted, it's all on where I emailed you guys. You should be able to click on the links and open things. If you are not able to, or you need any help getting through that, let me know. So that,
No problem. You've been very helpful to me sometimes when it doesn't work for me, so.
yeah, and I think, I can't remember.
I can share as well.
But yeah, I just emailed them the permits so that they can click on the links, but yeah,
Yeah.
reach out to Elizabeth.
Yes, sir, that's an easy process.
Okay.
Okay,
I knew there was an email, there it is. I knew there, I had it in the wrong, I was looking at the wrong place. Yeah, I just.
right. Okay then. So, next meeting is September 28th.
We have a new application too that will be presented to. I'll email that to you. It's for a fence variance.
Okay,
I can email that to you. It just came in today.
all right. All right, with that, I guess, do we have a motion? Adjourned?
No motion.
By Kelly, second by Tom, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.